It's been about 3 weeks since I've gotten back onto Metamorphosis Abcentric. Now, I've done Abcentric over a year ago. It was awesome, but I had no idea what I was doing. And thankfully, over the last year and however many months, I've learned so much. And now that I'm going back to Metamorphosis a second time, I can really apply so much of what I've learned over this last year and whatever it's been. And it has me just so glad I'm back to it. When I first did Metamorphosis, I got great results, and I know now that I have so much more experience, I think it's gonna be even better. So in this video, I thought it would be really helpful for me to share just a short update, what's going well, what's not going so well, things I anticipate, as this is gonna be a long road. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Rachel. Each week I create content around the things I'm doing to create a healthier, happier lifestyle. A lot of my content is around Tracy Anderson because it is a program that has quite a steep learning curve, at least for me it has, but it's a program that I wholeheartedly believe in. I'm so glad I found it. In any way that I can help others adopt it successfully, I am all for. Whenever I talk with some of my TAM friends that are on Online Studio and they know I've gone back to more Metamorphosis and they ask about it, I am so excited to tell them that I'm so glad I'm doing this again because I know so much more. I know much more about how to really feel the moves, how to push myself, push through the burn, appreciate the smaller muscles that the workout is targeting. There's all these little things I've picked up over a stretch of time, and it's so fun to apply it now. I also am so thankful to be back on Metamorphosis because I find that doing the 30 minutes of dance cardio and the 30 minutes of the mat class is so much more reasonable for me than it was to do an hour of intermediate and potentially 30 minutes of dance cardio. That's because if my schedule's pretty hectic, I can squeeze in 30 minutes of the mat class in the morning, let's say, and then 30 minutes of dance cardio later in the day. I can really squeeze it in however it works best. Whereas sometimes it was overwhelming for me to do intermediate because I needed a good hour and 15 minutes if I'm doing the live class. Sometimes it would be kind of unpredictable. So it's so much more reasonable from a time perspective. I'm also able to do so much more dance cardio without running the risk of being ravenous. And I've talked about this before in other videos, but if you haven't seen them, there'd be times where I would do intermediate and I would do dance cardio through the week. Maybe I had more energy, maybe I had different goals, and I would find myself getting ravenous. Not just extra hungry, but the kind of hunger where there is no limit to what I could eat, or at least it feels that way. And turns out a lot of other TAMers have dealt with that too, and it's something you've got to be aware of when it comes to dance cardio. There may be points where maybe you've done a little too much dance cardio. And with Metamorphosis, where the program recommends that you do mat and dance cardio about 6 days a week, the program recommends that. And I think if Tracy were to revisit it now, maybe she wouldn't recommend as much dance cardio. I think it's worth noting that her recommendations have evolved over time. And sometimes for some folks, dance cardio that much can be too much. But because the mat workout is shorter, I am able to do more dance cardio, and it really varies on the week. It varies on how much energy I have, but because I'm able to do more dance cardio, I feel so much more lean, I feel more energized. The more dance cardio I do, the more I love dance cardio, so it really just builds up a momentum for me, and that's one of the reasons why I am loving getting back to Metamorphosis. So much more reasonable from a time perspective, and I'm seeing results so much more quickly. In general, I just feel more svelte is the best way I can put it. So what's not working so well? This time around, I decided that I was gonna do Metamorphosis through the videos that are available on YouTube. Abcentric is available on YouTube. I thought so much easier than loading up a DVD player, especially if I'm traveling. It's just so much more convenient. Well, I made a simple mistake. I was getting into level 2 of Abcentric. I searched Metamorphosis level 2 Abcentric and did the video that came up. Well, turns out when I later looked at the description after doing level 2, or what I thought was level 2 for 5 days, it did not describe Abcentric at all. Abcentric was not in the title. It just came up in the search. Well, that was not doing I was not doing Abcentric. I think I was doing Omnicentric. Not that big of a deal. I decided I would just finish it out the remaining 10 days and then do the true level 2 Abcentric once I completed this other level 2 I did. And out of making that mistake, I realized as much as I appreciate that the videos are available on YouTube, I'm probably best off just purchasing the program, streaming it through tracyanderson.com, and knowing that I'm doing the right workout without making that mistake. As easy of a mistake that is to make, want to make sure that I share that with you to help spare you from doing that too. Since I have so much experience with the Tracy Anderson method, many of the mistakes I'm sure I would have made, I've probably learned at this point. Common mistakes like not feeling the move or not really studying the moves and putting attention towards doing them right. I think those are common mistakes that people, when they start Metamorphosis, are not aware of, and just wanted to be sure I shared that here. So that's what's going well. This is a big mistake I made. Other things I anticipate it's gonna get boring. There's no live classes, there isn't any fun music. It gets boring. So to keep things fun, I'm giving myself weekly goals of how much I wanna do the workouts, which is about 6 times a week to do the mat, and then wiggle room around dance cardio, depending how I feel. And I always like to have a kind of event I'm looking forward to. So today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday, I'm going to brunch with some friends tomorrow. All week I've been thinking about brunch and how I want to feel great and accomplished tomorrow, knowing that I held true to my goals for the week and feel awesome when I'm at brunch. That's kind of my treat for myself. That's the carrot I've been following. Other things that really help me is marking my calendar. That is often what gets me through the workout. I also remind myself that no matter what, the time's gonna go by anyways. Better off for me to get the workout done and be proud of myself. The exception being those days I'm extra tired and rest is what I really need. It's also been very helpful to have TAM friends that are going through Metamorphosis too, to chat with whenever maybe I need some encouragement or they need encouragement. Having that community is such an important element to keep you going. And I think it's one of the reasons why people will stop before they see great results, because it's a long journey. Which also reminds me that there are times where, even in the first few weeks, there are times where I feel like I look worse before I look better. And because I know that, I'm able to push through it. That may be the case for you too, and maybe you haven't even noticed that. For instance, my cellulite, I find it gets worse before it gets better. So when I'm doing dance cardio in the mirror and I'm wearing shorts, my cellulite is on full display, but I know that the worse it looks, the better it's gonna look. So those are things I remind myself of too. Anyways, just wanted to provide an update. So glad I'm back to Metamorphosis. Yes, I've made some mistakes. Hopefully you can learn from me. And knowing that this is a long journey, I'm putting some plans in place to keep it fun, keep it fresh, have a good playlist, have friends to rely on, and have some rewards to work towards, some carrots. As with every video, thank you so much for watching. If you did like it, please be sure to like it. If you want to see more content I'm making, you know the deal, subscribe, and I hope you have an awesome week. Thanks.